allowing out of country voting would be a breach to our own constitution, unless we want to amend the constitution to suit this provision.
If we continue to act this way by not allowing Nigerians in diaspora to participate in our electoral processes, it is a violation of their fundamental right.
Hello to you, our esteemed audience from all over the world, and welcome to the grand finale of the first season of the Nigeria House of Commons TV show. Today we stir a debate that sits at the core of our democracy, identity, and national inclusion. Should Nigerians in diaspora have the right to vote?
Madam Speaker, I want to meticulously state that Nigerians in diaspora should not be allowed to vote.
From the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it was contained in Article 21 that every citizen of every country has a right, fundamental right, to contribute maximally to development of their countries, whether politically, economically, and so on.
We only remember the people abroad for remittance. Let them send vote home too.
It's a question of who we are as a nation and how far our democratic reach should extend.
Section 25 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended outlines who a citizen is, and in no means or manner did it say that the citizenship of any Nigerian is defined by their place of residency.
Madam Speaker, you will agree with me that 200 million people living in Nigeria deciding the fate of Nigeria is more substantial than 17 million to 20 million people abroad to decide the fate of Nigeria.
As we close out on the first season of this great show, we are sure to have bold conversations that stand as a testament to what this platform stands for. Of course, Nigeria lies in the hands of our honorable members here. Let the debate begin.
Speak up also.
Thank you.
Nigeria, we hail our own native land. No tribes and tongues may differ. In brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend our unity and uphold our honor and glory. So help me God. Almighty God, maker of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsels and actions, so that we may always walk in the path of justice, peace, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. Amen.
Amen.
I have examined and approved the votes and proceedings from the last plenary. Honorable members, before we go into the first business of the day, we have a message from the Executive Director of Africana League, Ms. Glory Nneka Nkwenga, which reads, Dear Honorable Speaker, members of the Nigeria House of Commons, distinguished guests, young leaders, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude the first season of the Nigeria House of Commons show, I am filled with pride and hope for the future of Nigeria. Your passion, commitment, and dedication from the inception of this show until this day is highly commendable. Today, we have witnessed the emergence of not just the leaders of tomorrow, but the leaders of today. You all have indeed shown to Nigeria that young people are ready for leadership, for governance, and ready to chart the course for a better Nigeria. Through your diverse arguments, fueled by convictions, backed by facts, showcasing the power of critical thinking and effective communication. To our guests and audience, we are grateful to you for being a part of our journey and truly hope that you have been inspired by these young leaders. Honorable members, I therefore leave you with this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt: "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, believe in your noble dreams, and together we will shape a better future for our dear nation, Nigeria." Honorable members, we move into the first business of the day. The first business of today is a motion. The motion is voting rights for Nigerians in diaspora. And the motion is standing in the name of Right Honorable Abdulwahab Muhammad Yusuf. Right Honorable Abdulwahab is invited to kindly lead the debate on the motion.
Thank you very much. Madam Speaker, the Speaker ordained by God and installed by men. My name is Right Honorable Abdulwahab Muhammad Yusuf, representing the Kingdom of Great Intellect. Madam Speaker, I'm from Kogi State. I rise this morning to lead the debate on the motion on the voting rights of Nigerians in diaspora. Madam Speaker, honorable colleagues, the House notes that the Nigerian Constitution, 1999 as amended, gave powers to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to conduct elections into various offices in Nigeria. The House further notes that Nigerian diaspora can be described as someone who has lived abroad for a minimum period of 1 year, has an identity, and contributes to the socio-economic development of Nigeria. Currently, Namibia, Kenya, Burkina Faso, Togo, and South Africa are some of the countries in Africa that have adopted diaspora voting system. And unfortunately, Nigeria prides itself as the giant of Africa and has now adopted this system of voting. This House is aware that past administrations, including the likes of His Excellency Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, they have both championed the cause of diaspora and inclusion. And I call His Excellency, the former President Muhammadu Buhari, as the greatest of all those champions, because it was in 2017 that the Nigerian Diaspora Commission Establishment Act was enacted under the leadership of His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, and it didn't stop there. It went further to establish the National Diaspora Policy in 2021. This House is further aware that the existing legal framework for conducting elections in Nigeria includes the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and also the Electoral Act, and as well as the guidelines for election issued by the chairman of INEC. Madam Speaker, honorable colleagues, all these laws did not expressly prohibit diaspora voting. I make bold to state that. Madam Speaker, honorable colleagues, this House is cognizant that voters' turnout has been in sharp decline since 2007. We recall that in 2007, about 57.54% of Nigerians voted in general elections. However, in 2023, the recently conducted election, out of about 93.47 million registered voters, only a mere number of 24.9 million, representing about 27%, voted in a general election. Imagine having this very little number of persons deciding the fate or deciding who becomes the president of a country, while we have, according to Nigerian Diaspora Commission, while about 17 to 20 million Nigerians in diaspora. Imagine if we have this number contributing to our electoral processes. The 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, frowns at discrimination of any kind. And this, my firm belief, Honorable Speaker, Madam Speaker and Honorable colleagues, that if we continue to act this way, by not allowing Nigerians in diaspora to participate in our electoral processes, it is a violation of their fundamental right. And this House resolves also to mandate the Committee on Diaspora Affairs, in collaboration with the relevant ministries, departments, and agencies, to streamline the processes of diaspora voting, taking lessons from countries that are already practicing this system, and to ensure inclusivity, which is the bedrock of this motion. And finally, the House should mandate the House Committee on Constitutional Matters to ensure compliance, amend the relevant provisions of the Constitution to give room for Nigerians in diaspora to participate in our electoral processes. Madam Speaker, honorable colleagues, this is my humble locomotive and the locomotive that I've made without liver pasture. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Abdul Wahab. You will not cease to remind me of Honorable Patrick Obayagbon.
That's my political mentor.
Apparently so. Thank you very much. Any seconder to this motion? Honorable Zanan.
Madam Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Salis Walnan. I represent the good people of the Home of Peace and Tourism. Madam Speaker, I hail from Plateau State.
Thank you.
I rise to second this motion moved by my leader, the Right Honorable Speaker of the first session, because I believe this motion borders on the issues regarding citizens' rights. And not just because it borders on citizens' rights, but that it borders on the rights of our citizens who have made tremendous contribution to the national growth of this country.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just as the Right Honorable mentioned, we have about 17 to 20 million people as diaspora Nigerians. Economically, we have data to suggest that these people have contributed billions of dollars to our economy in diaspora remittances over the years, and in fact it has been consistent. You know, we started recording about 25 billion in 2018. We started recording about 20 billion in the years following that. So there's a lot that this community have contributed to this country, and I think that in order to foster national unity, national pride, sense of patriotism, we must carry this community along in the decisions, political decisions we make here.
I agree totally.
On the issue of citizens' rights, you know, internationally, it is recognized, at least from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it was contained in Article 21, that every citizen of every country has a right, a fundamental right to contribute maximally to development of their countries, whether politically, economically, and so on. Our Constitution suggests in Section 42, Sub 1, 2. By the time you go through that, you will see how the Constitution is saying there will be no discrimination against people on the basis of whatever community they belong to, sex, religion, ethnicity, and all of that. I am particular about the community they belong to. So when it says there will be no discrimination against people on the basis of the community they belong to, it is referring to those people who are migrants or diasporans. Now, the idea is this. In as much as Section 77 Sub 2 thereabout says voters, people who should vote, must reside within Nigeria, it nonetheless still says that, you know, there will be no discrimination against people to participate in the nation's growth. So while we have that issue, you know, in my opinion, it's like there is a little contradiction there. the motion seeks to identify with the contributions of this community and to say, look, we need to begin to do things differently. We need to begin to carry them along in a very holistic manner. Just recently, many of you are aware, the leader of the British Conservative Party made a statement. And a lot of us in this country were, this woman is Nigerian because she's highly placed. Now she's, turning back on us and saying all sorts of things. But why wouldn't she? While leaving this country, having left the country, migrated to another land, she was not given an opportunity to participate directly in the political processes or democratic processes of her nation. And that created the room for her to lose touch with the nation state. Now, you see, many of these people who are migrants would have appreciated this country more if every 4 years they had an opportunity to go and vote for people who become leaders in this country. At least they would have had a more, they would have engendered some form of, patriotism and identity to the nation state. But today, you see, anybody who leaves this country, he just begins to tell you, bye-bye to Nigeria, you never see my face again.
Exactly.
It is because the nation has not made a deliberate effort towards, bringing them on board, ensuring that they are carried along the mission. Mind you, the only speaker mentioned, the former speaker mentioned something about NICON. NICON was formed by an act of parliament in 2017. And you know the entire idea, but by the time you go through the objectives, it is only let us see how we harness the potential of these people, material and human capital, to come and develop Nigeria. We're not even thinking of how we carry them along in the political process. We're only thinking about how we can sap them of whatever resources they can afford and bring it here. But when it comes to issues of participating in the political process, we don't even want to hear. So I think that this motion is apt. It's about time we begin to think differently and begin to carry these people along. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker and honorable colleagues.
Thank you, Honorable Saleh Zwanan of Plateau. Any opposition to this motion? Okay, Honorable Ashiru.
Madam Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Ashiru, representing the good people of Gombe State, the jewel of the Savannah. Madam Speaker, I stand to oppose the motion on diaspora voting in Nigeria. While the idea of allowing Nigerians abroad to participate in our elections may be appealing, the challenges it poses logistically, legally, and socio-politically make it not beneficial to the democratic process of this country at this time. Now I'm going to list 6 points why I stand to oppose this motion. The first is that the legal and constitutional challenges. The second is logistical challenges. And then the third is security and electoral integrity. The fourth point is prioritizing democratic processes and reforms. And then the fifth point is financial burden on the nation. And then the sixth point is political inequality and representation. Now I come to explain from the first point. That is legal and constitutional challenges. Nigeria's current constitution and electoral laws are not equipped to accommodate diaspora voting. For cyber security, given global threats, introducing electronic voting for diaspora voting could lead to hacking and manipulation. Also, we have electoral rigging. Without strict oversight, diaspora voting may open opportunities for electoral frauds. For the fourth point, Nigeria's election already face credibility challenges domestically. Adding diaspora voting could further undermine trust in the system. Financial burden on the nation. Implementing diaspora voting would create a financial burden on Nigeria, which we cannot afford. Nigeria is currently grappling with economic challenges, risk, debt, inflation, unemployment, and underfunded public sectors. Adding the cost of running elections in multiple foreign countries would divert resources that could be better spent on healthcare, education, and security. The cost of ensuring diaspora voting outweighs any perceived benefits, especially when domestic needs are pressing. Finally, Madam Speaker, honorable members, while the principle of inclusive governance is commendable, diaspora voting is not a practical or viable option for Nigeria at this time. The challenges, which is legal, logistical, security-related, and financial, far outweighs the benefits. Our focus should remain on strengthening our electoral processes domestically, ensuring free, fair, and credible elections at home. Only then can we consider expanding voting rights. I urge this honorable House to reject the motion and prioritize reforms that will truly move our democracy forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ashu. Thank you very much. Any other opposition to this motion? Honorable Bome.
Madam Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Imobome Jude Izenua, representing the heartbeat of this nation, Edo State. The motion on the floor had some merits, true, as posited by Right Honorable Abdul Wahab and Honorable Zwanan. However, the potential disadvantages and challenges involved far outweighs these benefits. It is on this notion that I rise to oppose the motion which proposes voting rights for Nigerians in diaspora with the following points. First, constitutional provisions. The House notes that the 1999 Constitution, the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Section 77, subsection 2, restricts registration and voting to persons who are of 18 years and above and resides within the country. Allowing you must reside in Nigeria as stated in our constitution. Allowing out of country voting would be a breach to our own constitution, unless we want to amend the constitution to suit this provision. Until then, eligibility of votes and voters. Currently, there are perceived instances of underage voting in Nigeria, which is a vice we should strive to curb. How would we verify identities and citizenship of voters if we start entertaining votes from abroad? People are disputing elections in Nigeria currently, and we say we want to include diaspora as well. Won't that be counterproductive? Kenya, other countries are doing it. We are talking of Nigeria, not Kenya and other countries.
Wait, I'm coming for you people.
Honorable Zwana actually emphasized citizens' right to vote. But no one stops Nigerians in diaspora from coming to Nigeria to vote during elections.
Exactly.
Nobody has ever stopped. Nobody has ever spoken against that. Exactly. There is no policy, there is no law against such. Anyway, uninformed voting decisions. Nigerians in diaspora do not have strong connection to the country's politics or its daily lives. They rely solely on what they get from the media, thereby leading them to vote on premised media perception of what is happening because they lack this first-hand information. Cost of funding elections. In 2023, the cost of funding the elections was 313.4 billion naira.
from the federal government, according to Premium Times. In 2019, it was 189 billion naira from the federal government to INEC for Nigerians to vote in Nigeria. Including diaspora voting will significantly increase the cost of voters than in-country voting, and also increase other logistics costs, such as ensuring the integrity of electoral processes, preventing fraud, and maintaining secrecy of the ballots. Madam Speaker, it is with these few points that I want to meticulously state that Nigerians in diaspora should not be allowed to vote, as neither are we ready for that, nor are we prepared for that at the moment. This motion should be discarded and left in the legislative dustbin for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Other honorable colleagues. Thank you, Honorable Bome. Any other honorable member in support of this motion? Honorable Abdullah Isani.
Madam Speaker, my honorable colleagues, my name is Abdullah Isani, and I represent the industrious and enterprising people of the Center of Commerce, Kanawan Dabu, Kodamekazu, and Fika, Kano State. I stand before this Honorable House of Commons to support the motion that was raised by my honorable colleague, Honorable Abdul Wahab, on the need to allow our people that are overseas to participate in the electoral process in their dear countries. As my colleagues have stipulated, my colleagues from the other party have stipulated that it will be costly. That it will be costly. I want us to look at a country, Estonia, that have implemented this same thing. Countries like Ghana and South Africa have successfully implemented diaspora voting systems without significant financial burden, according to the IFS 2021. Leveraging modern technologies such as online voting and embassy polling station minimizes costs. Implementing diaspora voting rights is financially feasible and does not strain national resources. Estonia's e-voting system enables citizens worldwide to vote securely and efficiently, demonstrating the potential for cost-effective solutions. Over 115 countries, including Kenya, Ghana, and South Africa, allow citizens abroad to vote. Nigeria, as a leading African nation, must align with this global standard to strengthen its democracy. Granting voting right to the diaspora improves Nigeria's standing in the global democratic community. We have so many vibrant Nigerians abroad that are politically conscious, that are even determining our political discussion at home. Yes. We have people like Ayo Sogwero, Adetutu Balogun, David Hondei, Dambello in China, my brother in China, yes. Professor Berogi, Asemota in Ghana. Are you telling me that these people cannot make the right political decision and make the right political choice and go out and galvanize the necessary votes and people around them to participate in the electoral process when it is time of election? A problem shared is a problem solved. We only remember the people abroad for remittance. Let them send vote home too. It's not only prayer and money they should be sent. Let them send vote. We need their votes too.
Thank you, Honorable Abdullah.
Madam Speaker, I want to end on the final note.
Please end in 5 seconds.
That we should not disfranchise these people of their franchise. Let's enfranchise them. It is their right. It is their right. Let's not deny them of this right.
Honorable Abdullah, I have not known you to be a man of many words until today. It shows how much interest you have in this motion. Any other honorable? Any other honorable member in opposition of this motion? Honorable Sharon.
Madam Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Sharon Wonsu, representing the elegant and exquisite people of Abia State. Madam Speaker, I rise to oppose the motion as proposed by Honorable Abdul Wahab on the voting rights of the Nigerians in the diaspora. But because of the sake of time, I would have loved to respond to everyone that have spoken on the proposing side. But I will not do that. In Nigeria, Honorable Abdullahi, I am very sure that when time for election comes, you travel from Abuja to Kano to go and vote. If they have, please allow me, if they have the heart of Nigeria in their mind, I don't think it will cost them anything to come to Nigeria and vote. Allow me. Wait, you are the one proposing. Now let me give you my points. Don't be afraid. Madam Speaker, they are here lamenting on the 17 million to 20 million people in the diaspora that are not allowed to vote. Madam Speaker, the current population of Nigeria as of Tuesday, December 17, 2024, based on the Worldometer's elaboration of the latest United Nations data, we have over 234,901,304 citizens of Nigeria. And out of that 234 million people, the new voter register that was released by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on January 11th, 2023 shows that it was only 93.46 million Nigerians that are eligible to vote in the 2023 elections. Let's do a simple math, Madam Speaker. 234 million minus 93.46 million, we have about 141 million people that lives in Nigeria, Madam Speaker, that didn't vote. Now, out of the 93.46 million Nigerians eligible to vote, it was accounted that only 24 million voted in our last election, which means we have about 200 million citizens that lives in this Nigeria that is not voting. Why are we bothered about 17 million, Madam Speaker? No, I speak from reality, Madam Speaker. How can we neglect over 200 million people that are living with us, living in this Nigeria, that face the daily, Honorable Lydia, that face the daily challenges in our country? We are not trying to see how we will make these people eligible to vote. We are not trying to see how we can transform our voting systems to include these people that are inside this country. We have not solved that problem. We are looking for how to go and make people in diaspora to vote. Madam Speaker, I will say this is
Honorable colleagues. Order, honorable colleague.
It's because I am speaking from reality. That is why you people are bothered. Now, Madam Speaker, I think what we should be debating on is how to include these people, these 200 million Nigerians, on how they can vote. Madam Speaker, you will agree with me that 200 million people living in Nigeria, deciding the fate of Nigeria, is more substantial than 17 million to 20 million people abroad to decide the fate of Nigeria.
Point of order, Sustained. Okay. You may raise your point of order. What's your point of order, Honorable Zana? Honorable Sharon, please take your seat while you raise this point of order.
Madam Speaker, my name is Honorable Salis Walnan. I represent the good people of Plateau State. I rise under Order 9, Sub-Rule 4. Order 9, Rule 1, Sub-Rule 4. With your permission, I read now.
Please read.
A member must confine his contribution to the subject under discussion and may not introduce any matter irrelevant thereto. Madam Speaker, what we are discussing here is voting rights for Nigerians in the diaspora, not to discuss how people in Nigeria will vote. Already the law is there. The opportunities are there. If people decide not to vote, that is their business. What this is asking, what the motion is asking, I think we should put this in perspective so that we don't lose track of what we're discussing here, is that there are people outside this country who have been denied an opportunity to vote, including people.
Order, honorable colleagues. Order. Order.
The provisions in
Order, honorable colleagues.
Members, I have the floor. The speaker will grant you an opportunity to make your submissions. So please.
Order, honorable colleagues.
How does that matter? He's representing it.
Honorable Zanan, please proceed.
Yes, so I think the honorable member should confine their thoughts to the issue of diasporans voting in Nigerian elections, not Nigerians in Nigeria voting in elections.
Thank you, Honorable Zwanan. Your point of order is sustained. Honorable members, please, let's ensure that we confine ourselves to the subject matter of this motion. And please, honorable members, let us act honorably. We are called honorable members. The plenary session is becoming rowdy. And at this point, I will not fail to take any disciplinary action against any honorable member who violates the standing order of the House. So let's act honorably as we are called. Thank you. You may proceed, Honorable Sharon.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think this is still one of the challenges we face, because when you try to open up reality, you try to close it down. We cannot talk about voting in diaspora without talking about voting in Nigeria. And then Honorable Abdullahi talked about countries doing that. They are already doing e-votes. Please, is Nigeria doing e-voting? No. You know, we start, and you want them to start with diaspora. We have not even tested it. We have not run it, and it has not been successfully accepted in Nigeria. And then we want to carry such probability and extend it to our fellow citizens in Nigeria. What do we intend to achieve? Madam Speaker, I feel Nigeria is not ready for this, and therefore this motion, I support Honorable Bome should be thrown into the legislative process.
Thank you. Any other honorable member in support of this motion? Yes, support of the motion. Honorable Mary.
With profound respect, Honorable Speaker, Madam Speaker, I borrow the words of my learned colleague, installed by God, ordained by God and installed by men, and my honorable members in the House. My name is Honorable Mary Victor Magaji, and I'm representing the most equitable people of Kebbi State. Madam Speaker, the motion before us today is quite a crucial and critical one. Madam Speaker, I'd like to start by saying that there's a difference between the ideal and what is reality in Nigeria. Madam Speaker, we talk about Section 77. However, we fail to see that Section 25 defines who a citizen is. Section 25 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended outlines who a citizen is, and in no means or manner did it say that the citizenship of any Nigerian is defined by their place of residency. Madam Speaker, how then can we say that just because someone has decided to live elsewhere, we disenfranchise them? Madam Speaker, if I pick a Naira note here from Nigeria and I take it to the US, does it make it less of a Naira? If I pick a Naira note here and I take it to South Africa and I come back, does it devalue the Naira? How then can we withhold the rights of our citizens abroad and say that they cannot vote? Are we saying that they are less Nigerian than we are? Madam Speaker, I think this is totally unfair. There are many arguments that have been raised by the opposition party. Well, we can understand where they're coming from because they are a uniformity something party. So, yeah, so Madam Speaker, they're always, speaking to the left like that. But Madam Speaker, in our party, we represent a diverse set of people. We embrace all and we exclude none. Madam Speaker, we are talking about over 17 million people as of 2021 recorded by CBN. 17 million, Madam Speaker. Many African countries are not even up to the population of 17 million. How then can Nigeria decide to take a selfish position to take from them but not allow them to contribute to our political process? This is totally unfair. The matter before us today is that of constitutional right, is that of civil engagement, is that of social and economic contributions of our citizens in the diaspora. Madam Speaker, if other countries are doing that, we can align with global practices, Madam Speaker. It's just a matter of will. We should be calling on INEC to collaborate with the Foreign Affairs and the National Diaspora Commission to work things out. Madam Speaker, we're in the 21st century. Technology has made the world a global village. If we want to try, Madam Speaker, we can do these things by phase implementation, just like South Africa did. We can start with countries that we know that we have our people highly represented, like the US, the UK, Canada. We can start with them, Madam Speaker. When we pilot with them, using the embassies and consulates as their polling units, and then we see how that works, Madam Speaker, we can now begin to trickle down that down to other countries where our citizens are. But to totally disenfranchise them just because of their place of residence, meanwhile we are the ones that chase them away, because if the land is actually good, they will not leave. Madam Speaker, with these few points, I hope that UUP understands why diaspora voting should be encouraged. And if you don't understand, then
Thank you, Honorable Mary. Any other opposition to this motion? Honorable Abdulkarim Garba.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, my honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Garba Abdulkarim. I rise to oppose the motion in this honorable house today. Madam Speaker, I'll start by asking this question. We in this house, are we happy with the way our top people in Nigeria are leaving us? Are we happy?
We are the ones sending them over.
Madam Speaker, nobody is stopping anybody who is living abroad to come back to Nigeria during election to come and vote for who and whom they want. Madam Speaker, I have the floor. Madam Speaker, can I ride on?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. Madam Speaker, the motion in this house today, in this honorable house today, is a motion which, Madam Speaker, I will say that we have plenty things to settle in this house. Not motions like this.
Yes. Not issues like this. Why must they leave Nigeria? We in Nigeria don't know what we are doing.
Why didn't you also leave now?
Order, Honorable
Madam Speaker.
Honorable Mary.
Madam Speaker, Nigerians in Diaspora should not be. Madam Speaker.
Order, Honorable colleagues.
Nigerians in Diaspora.
Excuse me, Honorable.
Should not be allowed.
Honorable Mary, please be warned.
I have the floor, Madam Speaker.
Proceed, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Nigerians in diaspora should not be allowed to vote. Some of the reasons why they should not be allowed to vote are verification issues. We in Nigerians know that even in our polling units, sometimes I noticed on the last election we did, an old man who came to vote was, the camera there was not capturing him. Why? So these are the things we should look to work on our cameras and our verification items, not to talk of those outside the country. And Madam Speaker, statistically, the Independent National Electoral Commission, that is the INEC of Nigeria, allocated the total budget of 305 million for the 2023 general elections, Madam Speaker. Billions naira.
Order, Honorable colleagues.
Billions naira.
Honorable Abdul Karim, please round up in 30 seconds.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. In general election, making a 61% increase from the 189 billion spent in 2019. What about bringing the diaspora, those abroad? Why, Madam Speaker? So, in preparation for the election, INEC arranged for the deployment.
Excuse me, Honorable Justin, please be warned.
I think
INEC
should also get the same warning.
INEC arranged for the deployment of approximately 100 vehicles and 4,200 boats to facilitate the movement of over 1 million personnel and materials across Nigeria.
Thank you, Honorable.
Madam Speaker, I hereby say, and I will finally say, this motion shouldn't be executed, rather support my honorable colleague to be, thrown on a legislative dustbin.
Thank you, Honorable Abdul Karim. At this point, other honorable colleagues, at this point, Honorable Mary, I will not give any further warning.
I think it's high time she's suspected.
Thank you, honorable colleagues. At this point, I would invite Right Honorable Abdul Wahab to give final remarks on this motion.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, honorable colleague. The Speaker, ordained by God and installed by men, I remain Right Honorable Abdul Wahab Mohammed Yusuf from the Kingdom of Great Intellects. Madam Speaker, I represent Kogi State. Honorable colleagues, the topic under discussion is very important to us as a nation if truly we are ready for growth and for the change that we have all clamored for. Allowing Nigerians in diaspora to come down to Nigeria poses a lot of challenges, and I don't think it should be something that we honorable members here should consider. The several conventions like the African Charter of Human and People's Rights, the UN Declaration of Human Rights, particularly I think Article 21 sub 1, has expressly provided that every citizen, regardless of where they live, should have the right to participate in the governance of their country. So this participation includes to vote and also to be voted for. Honorable colleagues, these are instruments that has been adopted worldwide. I see no reason why Nigerian should be left out in this process. And also, my honorable members talks about the issue of verification of voters and all that. We can start gradually, can start implementing this with the presidential election, which is an election that is conducted all over the country, and at the same time. We can start with that and see how it works. Then we gradually implement it. They have before somebody should travel outside Nigeria, there's some processes that is carried out, getting a passport and all that. That is enough verification, and having a passport automatically should allow you to participate in the governance of your country and also allow you to vote and be voted for. Honorable colleagues, I urge you to please give your support to this motion. Let's bring about the change that Nigeria truly wants, that Nigeria truly deserves. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable. At this point, I would like to invite the fact checker to set the record straight on the debate so far. Fact checker, please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, the very delectable and very erudite Madam Speaker, distinguished members of this very honorable House, our very amiable guests. I rise to state the facts as it were. Honorable members, I would like to state that due to technical glitches, a whole lot of the claims made today were not verified.
At this point, I'd like to invite the guests in the House. We have some very important personalities in our midst, very delectable guests. I'd like to borrow the words of our noble fact checker to call our guest delectable. So the first person I would like to invite to give his opinion regarding the debate and the subject matter of today's motion is Right Honorable Daniel Michael, who is the former Speaker of the Abuja Municipal Area Council. Right Honorable, sir, you have the floor.
I want to start with check our National Assembly here for electronic voting in amendment of enacting some acts or bills in National Assembly. They find it even difficult. There are only 109 Senate, 300 plus in the House of Assembly, House of Reps. But it becomes difficult for electronic voting. People in diaspora, yes, they are putting they are developing our GDP with their revenue over there. But they have to think, how can we make this Nigeria great together with them in abroad? That is the only thing. If not, I don't think the way we are now, the situation we are, security challenges, economic challenge, and so many things, so many challenges in these our nations. And factual, I don't think Nigeria is ripe for such. So at least let's start from somewhere. Then we get where we are getting to, where we are going. At the end of the day, Nigeria will be for us and our children. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We have Madam Juliana Anosike, who is a youth inclusion enthusiast. You're welcome. Please share with us in just 1 minute.
Talking about voting rights, I mean, the right is given by the law, but it's for you to use it if you want. It's a willful thing. Nobody forces you to use that right. And if people in diaspora have said they want to vote, shouldn't we give them that opportunity? If Nigerians here are not voting, it's their choice. So if they say they want to vote, and I think from the figure that has been given out, we have a substantial number of them out there. So the issue wouldn't be whether to allow them to vote or not. The issue will be looking at the legal implications, and I want to believe that the Constitution is a live document. When they drafted this document, you were not there, and they didn't envisage all that is happening now. So we have the right to improve on these documents, allow them to come in and vote. We can review it as time goes on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you. We have Mr. Kazim Idowu. Please kindly share your opinion with us in 1 minute.
Let me continue from where she stopped. And I like what she said. It's a process. It's continuing. Nigerians in diaspora are Nigerians. Their voice, not only their money, should be heard. Then I think along the line, I'm not so sure, the Constitution has stipulated what they can do as regards dual citizenship. I think there's somewhere in the Constitution, if you have dual citizenship, you can't vie for the #1 post. And that has specified allegiance to where you belong. It has not removed your right of either of the two constitutions, two nations you belong. I think with that, without wasting time, Nigerians in diaspora must be heard, and not just their money. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Honourable members, I have listened to the arguments for and against this motion, and I must say that all the contributions have been detailed and well articulated. Diaspora voting in Nigeria is geared towards increasing the political participation, which enhances legitimacy and accountability in a democratic government. Granting voting rights to Nigerians in diaspora will create a sense of belonging and boost their contribution to Nigeria's national and economic and political development. The provisions of Section 39 of the Constitution states that freedom of expression must be given to every citizen of Nigeria. And Section 42 of the Constitution, in the same vein, frowns against discrimination. 17 million Nigerians and over 17 million Nigerians in the diaspora, if we debar them from voting, it automatically infringes on their fundamental rights. However, there is a need to examine carefully the subject matter of this motion and to ask ourselves if Nigeria is truly prepared for diaspora voting. Implementing diaspora voting system will place an increased financial burden on the federal government. Currently, we do not have sufficient logistics and technology for diaspora voting. Our electoral system is plagued with serious corruption and lack of integrity. In this system, it is also, the lack of integrity in this system is very apparent that even the blind can see. Our nation is faced with security and economic challenges, and in these crucial times, it is pertinent as a nation to begin to develop strategies that will tackle these challenges, which have had a direct impact on our electoral system. Once again, honourable members, as much as we are committed to promoting the rights of Nigerians in diaspora, I put it to you, is Nigeria ready for diaspora voting? As we cast our votes, let us remember that our decision today will shape the future of our democracy, our electoral system, and the entirety of our nation. So, honourable members, the motion before us is voting rights for Nigerians in diaspora. Those in support of the motion should say aye. Those against the motion should say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. I would invite the leader of the House to move a motion for adjournment of this plenary to the next legislative date.
Madam Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Cletus Ojuso Opo, a member representing the People Paradise. Madam Speaker, I'm from Cross River State. I rise to move a motion for an adjournment to a later date as agreed by the House. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, leader of the House. Minority leader, kindly second the motion of adjournment.
Madam Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I am Opara Oluchi-Rozana, representing the lights of this nation, Anambra State. I move to second the motion for adjournment of plenary to a later date as agreed by the House. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, the motion before us is whether or not this plenary should be adjourned. Those in support of the motion should say aye. Those against the motion should say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you, honorable members. Arise.
Honorables, distinguished